Mick here at ScanStone. I wanted to just do a short walk around video of the Windrower, just so you can see for yourself the spec that's on this machine. So starting up front, just looking at the main drawbar itself, quite a heavy duty drawbar, with your ring hitch. We've got a lane adjuster ram then on the side to help you center the machine. That's obviously controlled from the cab, from the control box. As for hydraulic control, you've got load sensing system, so your pressure line, your return line, and then your load sensing line as well. The harness, the main harness that actually controls the control box, is very similar to our destoners today. We've basically split it here at the top. You can simply just connect up, and then it's got a little cap then, just to cover any dirt or debris then when you're not using it. Then looking at the control box itself, same type of control box as our new destoners today. So you've got a color display with soft keys then along the side to select the various functions. Rotary encoder then that you can just press and select. Like I say, this is color screen. 3 joysticks then as well along the bottom. Center one has got a little button in the center just to help you center the wheels. Connection point down at the bottom. They're connected into, or the control box is held in a frame via these little thumb screws there, or wing nuts rather. You've got your emergency stop button on the side, main on-off switch, and then just a little port at the bottom there just for uploading any software. The box and everything is controlled, and the machine's controlled from an electric point of view by an Anderson plug that can then just go straight to the battery. So then having a look further back on the machine, basically it hasn't got a digging web, but it's a floating front end, so similar to a trailed harvester really, and that helps contour the ground just to collect everything. You've then got on each side, you've got depth wheels, little rubber depth wheels that run on the front in combination with these Diablos that run behind it. Then as well, you've got some, hopefully you can see it there, some sprung-loaded intake discs. So you can maybe see them better here. Cut alongside each side. Then after that, you basically got in a multi-blade share then with stone traps that sit behind that. Then obviously they can be positioned where we need them. Then moving further back, you've got your main web, carries everything up to the top. I'll go beyond that in a second. But in here, you've got 2 forms of agitation on the first web and 1 form of agitation on the second web. So the first one has got hydraulic agitation, sorry. It's basically ran along the side here. And then further up then it's got like a knock agitator or knock roller, let's say. We'll come up to the, I'll climb up. So just standing at the top of the first web, as you can see all the way down. Standing at the top of the first web, as you can see, it then moves on to a shorter transfer web then. These are basically positive underweb drive. So you see the sprockets there underneath, and you know yourself, obviously running that has the advantage of allowing us to run a smaller drum up at the top here, and by having a smaller drum obviously means a more shallow distance then, or step rather, onto the next web. So as you can see, very, very short and shallow drop there onto the next web. So then looking further back after that short transfer web, we come on to our rollers. So I'll sort of go above here, hopefully you can see that okay. So after the web then, you basically got 4 rollers. You've got 2 spiral rollers, and then you've got 2 plane rollers. The spiral rollers, they're mechanically driven, so obviously they're just at a set speed. But the hydraulic rollers, the plane rollers are hydraulically driven. So you can adjust the speed from the cab of those rollers and also the direction. I did check out you can also adjust the height of those rollers, but that is a manual adjustment on the side of the machine. So I'll show you that downstairs in a second. So giving you a better view here from the side, obviously off that transfer web onto those 4 rollers. Then after that, just come across onto another transfer web, again just slightly shorter, or if not the same length as the first one there. And from that then basically goes on to your next set of rollers. It's the same kind of arrangement here, only you've got a spiral, a plane roller, and then finally a spiral roller. Again, the plane roller is hydraulically driven and the spiral ones are mechanically driven, and that then goes on to your main elevator. Maybe giving you a better look at from behind here, basically the steps down and onto the canvas belt then as well. Obviously little home rakes fitted in there as well, just to try and hold back some of that home. The final transfer web, you can also adjust the height of that, and that's manual adjustment on the on this turnbuckle. You've one on this side and also one on that side as well. Up here's a good chance to check out the turret style steering on this. So obviously hydraulic ram on the one side there. So then just looking at the outside of the machine now, you can see those turret style steering there. Obviously the beauty of that on these hubs, it's a 8 stud hub on that. It's quite simple and easy to adjust spacing in and out there. Ram then on the back for leveling of the machine. I'll just check underneath here, it's a better chance to see that underweb drive, as you can see there underneath. It's that positive underweb drive. Yeah, and the main obviously reason we went for this turret style steering was to try and keep this as clear as possible underneath for any home, so nothing can get caught up. It's quite easy to extract them. So we've got that Harris style elevators, the long elevator. Obviously folds up on each side. Got these nice long active fingers here on the side here as well, just keep everything in. So just giving you an idea of sort of the size of that. Yeah, you can easily get over 4 beds with that. So we've just folded it out half and half here at the moment. Then we just take a little look underneath here, some of the business end of things. So we've got a sort of centralized greasing bank now, just to help with getting to all those bearings and whatnot. You've got some manual turnbuckle adjustments. That's what I mentioned for moving the those rollers. Then, so manual adjustment there. Basically hydraulic valve stack with your solenoids then at the back. Any of the belts then, same as our de-stoners. They're the carbon fiber belts, so very durable. Pretty long lasting as well.